Craft 2 Pro League tonight brought to you by Valdez and Moonglade. How are you doing, Moonglade, today?
I'm doing fantastically, Brendan Valdez. It's been an absolutely great day already. That was a fantastic first match, and man, it's only going to get better. CJ Ennis versus Green Wings Air, whatever the name is.
The Green Wings Air tonight.
Green Wings
looking pretty good. They have a pretty good roster coming up today. We got to see that before the break. We're going to get another look at that.
We are.
With you guys.
That's a fantastic view of Gangnam tonight, guys. You could be there in the next arena. It's just around the corner.
Yep. Not too hard to get down here. The directions are online, or you can ask one of us. Of course, it's always free to come down into the studio. You can get English headsets as well to listen to the English audio.
That is right.
And enjoy the show.
Exactly right. It's a fantastic show as well. So they really put on a great show down here in the next arena. Huge screens, get to see all the players. You can even take a photo with them if you want to, get a signature. Hug Marine King when he cries.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy your sadness.
You could be Choya.
Yeah, you could. You could for one night. But here we go.
For one hug, rather, I guess.
For one hug. We're going to start things off with a look at CJ Entis. Looking fantastic in their uniforms.
They look fantastic in their uniforms as well as in the standings. They are 4-0 with a +6 indicator. So far, no team has been able to touch them. But as other teams have said before, Jin Air Green Wings definitely one of the top teams here and a definite contender for that top place.
Yeah, that's right. It should be a very, very close match, just like last match. And here we go with the first two players, ByuL versus SOS. What a way to start things off. The old MVP of Team IM last year against SOS, pretty much the MVP of Jin Air. Always doing fantastic work.
SOS, one of the MVPs of Pro League even, as he did tie with Hero as one of the most winning players of last season. This guy is an unstoppable Protoss force, whereas ByuL is known as the Wrecking ByuL at times. Smashes through for the victory. I'd say this one is pretty close, but I myself would have to go with SOS. What do you think, Moonglade?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Even though SOS kind of had a bit of a stumble against Leenock in recent times, I still feel like he's going to really have the edge on Deadwing. We'll have to wait and see, though, what ByuL has planned for him, because ByuL is certainly no weak opponent by any means, and will certainly be prepared for this match.
Yeah. Over there on the right, for Jin Air Green Wings, is Terminator, a guy who's been actually fielded a lot these days in terms of the individual leagues.
He's been doing so well for himself.
He made it to the round of 16 of SSL, which I believe he fell out of, but he made it to the round of 8 of GSL, if I'm not mistaken, right? He got out in first place.
Might have been round of 16
of
GSL.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But he got out of the group stage very, very recently. And here's a look at the matchups. ByuL versus SOS, Hero versus Rogue, Sky High versus Kua, and Byung versus Maru.
Unbelievable matchups. We got ZVP, another ZVP, and then 2 TVTs. So only 2 matchups, I guess you can say, between the races, but we got 2 of each.
2 of the best mirror matches, man, for sure. So it's all going to be fun until the ace match, and hopefully it gets there as well.
Yeah. First map is going to be Deadwing for the PVZ we got here. SOS, well, I guess it does depend on the spawns. You know, we saw Zest really push through on Solar for a win on this map.
That's true. Vertical spawns definitely gives you a much better option to do some sort of all-in. We'll have to wait and see what SOS has planned, though. He is absolutely crazy in this matchup, as we saw him against Leenock, freestyling like crazy. But first up, we're going to be having an interview with the coaches.
안녕하세요. 프로리그 마스코트 아율입니다. CJ 그리고 진혜영 감독님 만나보겠습니다. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
Hello to both.
승률 100으로 1위를 하고 계세요. 기분 좋으시죠?
With 4 straight wins, your first place, are you happy? It's early stages of the Pro League, but I'm happy for the wins. But I'm not going to be too confident.
그래서 많은 주목을 받고 있는데 어떤 세레모니죠?
제가 이번 시즌 들어오면서 많은 기자분들도 승리할 때 사진을 찍어주지만
Everyone's looking forward to your ceremony.
기념이 될 만한 사진 좀 찍어야겠다. 그리고 많은 팬들한테 그 승전보를 좀 알려야겠다. 이런 생각에 제가 승이 늘어날 때마다 손가락을
With every match, he's taking a lot of photos
늘어나는 세레모니를
with his team.
올리고 있습니다.
네, 그럼 오늘 우승을 하게
And he's adding a
된다면
finger in
어떤
each
포즈를
picture
취하실지
as he wins the
미리 한번
matches.
맛보기로 보여주세요. 카메라를 향해서.
우승.
네, 우승.
It's going to be a whole hand if he wins today.
기대해 보도록 하겠습니다. 그럼
A
진혜영도
full whole hand, Moonglade.
A whole hand of wind.
Yeah. Well, now we're going to take a look at what the Jin Air coach has to say.
네, 저는 잘 안 해요.
네, 근데 이번에 진에어도
He doesn't really use
참석을
the
하게 된다면
SNS, the social media too
세레머니
much.
인증샷을 올리실 의향이 있으신가요?
아니요, 그거는
Did you prepare any ceremonies for your photos after today's match?
만의 표현이라 뭐 굳이 따라서 할 생각.
He says that's only for the CJ coach, and he doesn't want to bother him with that. Just leave that to the CJ coach part.
하지 않아도 될 것 같습니다.
SNS를 싫어하시나요? 아까 대기실에서
He says maybe some other players will do some poses or ceremonies, but he himself is not going to do
그렇게
much.
생각 안 하는 게 아니라 실수를 할 수 있다라고 생각을 해요. 그래서
The reason I don't use the
제가,
SNS is because he doesn't want to make any mistakes online.
미생이기 때문에 네, 그래서 실수할까봐 웬만하면 자제하고 있어요. 네.
네, 강팀 간의
Yeah, he
대결인데요.
just says again,
과연 어떤 팀이
he doesn't want to
승리를
make any
거두게
mistakes,
될까요?
so he doesn't really want to use the
지금까지
SNS.
아이디어였고요.
That's
And
pretty.
중계진
It's smart.
나왔습니다.
It's smart.
I guess so, man.
차주는 감독이 직접 미생이라고 이야기를
Oh,
해주셨는데
there you go, guys. And the only finger he would want to show if he wins is the middle finger.
Oh,
Take
man.
that, CJ.
Oh, man.
Could
I
happen,
hope
man.
he does. That
No,
would be insane.
that's
I
like-
don't think we've ever seen
That's
anything
like his
that.
first SNS SNS pictures. Like
His
him
first
giving the
SNS
finger.
mistake is just like the finger on Twitter or something.
He's like, I'll do the one finger thing, and he puts up the wrong finger. He's like, give him the finger. He's like, oh no, he screwed up already.
oh, man.
Time to retire from Twitter, man.
I hope so.
I'll have
I don't
to-
want that to happen to anyone.
That would be horrible.
Pretty devastating.
Well,
And embarrassing.
the foreigners would love it, but I think
Well,
here in
yeah.
Korea it might be a bad thing.
Might be looked down upon. I would actually not recommend you do it.
Yeah.
If you are the Jane Air coach, that is.
Yeah, I highly recommend you do not do that. If you're a coaching career representing Kesper and whatnot, could be a big mistake.
Yep.
But into the games, great interviews from both. Obviously, CJ doing very, very well, as per the interview suggested. Yeah, Coach Park has a whole hand if he wins this one. So
That was so funny in the interview, by the way. I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess so. Like 5. You will have 5 wins,
yeah,
right? So
I can count plus one more. Here we go. Here is ByuL for Team CJ. Gonna be he's kind of forced to be reckoned with. Currently 3-2 in Pro League this season, 9-5 overall in both seasons.
yeah, man. But I feel like one of the most important stats there to look at is the ace match wins. He's actually 4-0. That's actually unreal, because this is something that Wolf has mentioned time and time again. But when you go in the ace match, you're basically playing the best player or the most prepared player for the ace match on the other team. And if you're able to get 4 wins in that high pressure situation and take it against the best player on the other team 4 times in a row, that's pretty impressive.
It is really impressive, and it was pretty much up to ByuL last year, representing IM. IM definitely one of the weaker teams in the season, and he really had the balls to bring it all the way. Now it's up SOS 2-2 this season, 16-5 versus Zerg overall. Shows a very innovative style against Zerg. I would say the least.
Yeah, to say the least. This guy, it's almost as if he's won so many games against Zerg that he understands the matchup on a level that other people don't, and he's just like trying to take advantage of these tiny timings or some weird tech switches. He played a recent game on Sejong Station against a Zerg.
Linok.
Oh, we were talking about this actually.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go ahead and go
Well,
into
yeah,
that?
he just tried to mind game into his own death, essentially. He played so many mind games. It was absolutely insane how long he stayed on 2 base for and what he brought to the table. It was a lot of fun, but in the end, he just didn't have the economy to really back him up in the mid game.
Yeah, man, really cool style, but we're about to jump into this game between ByuL and SOS on Deadwing. Down here in the bottom right in the red, the Zerg player for Season Antis, it is ByuL.
What does that say, Valdez? Too late. On the top right, we do have SOS. I'm not the Zerg that I used to be.
Yeah, Moonlade's getting the translation done for you guys as I did drop the ball.
You were too slow, Valdez, so I had to do it for you, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I know you always got my back.
I got your back, brother. What does that one say, Valdez?
I don't know, man. That's that that font that we always see a lot of the people using out here. Makes a lot of signs. It's Monday. So it doesn't matter if the matches stay long, because Monday is always a great day for a lot of matches.
That is true. That is definitely the best day for matches, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, even in the last season of Pro League, we had this thing where the Monday caster would come in, and it used to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So every Monday we'd have like crazy matches with the Monday caster. Kind of stays true this season so far. So many ace matches on Monday.
Yeah. Because I'm here, man.
Thanks, Moonglade.
I'm the
You're just
Monday
making
caster.
things interesting, man.
Yeah, man.
I love having you down.
Spicing things up, dude. We are seeing a forward fast expand from SOS, but will it be a fast expand or will it be a cannon rush?
Well, he's already got 2 probes out. I mean, he could scout with 1.
He's scouting with both, Valdez.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
looking for that trouble. And guess what? He's going to be bringing it because ByuL is going for hatch first.
Here we go, man. SOS is known to be a huge cannon rusher. He is so good at it. He knows all these special places to proxy those cannons, get those cannons down right next to the hatch. And he's going to send 1 probe down to the bottom right and 1 to the bottom left just to get the scout very quick. Now he knows it's bottom right. He immediately reroutes that 2nd probe.
Ooh, he's going to be very aggressive with this. And ByuL knows it is SOS, so he has to be wary of this. And he brings out those drones very quickly.
And you know what? With an immediate, like, super fast response here, is SOS going to commit to this? I mean, he's still got both of his probes down here, but that pylon's about to go down.
Look where that drone is. It's at the bottom of the ramp next to the debris to stop a cannon going down there. That is brilliant play from ByuL. He is completely prepared for this match.
Yep, he's seen this before. I believe it was Classic on this map. Someone did this recently as well on Deadwing, where they just set up something below those destructible rocks with the cannons.
It is.
I think it was with Rogue, and Rogue was able to proxy, double proxy hatch in the main. I remember that crazy game, man.
Oh, I remember that.
I think it was Classic.
It might have been. Yeah, I think you might be right there.
But ByuL this time, I mean, has been televised as well, as I'm sure he's hit that a lot on the ladder and in practice. So he does respond correctly. Of course, he does have to pull those drones for a long time. But, you know, the Nexus does get delayed by SOS. He did bring 2 probes down there as well to try to make that work. So.
And lost the pylon.
Yeah,
so,
very true.
I mean, all in all, pretty even sort of trade. We'll have to wait and see what SOS's next step in his plan is going to be. It is vertical spawns. There is potential for a timing attack if he so desires. Obviously doesn't want it to let it go to the late game. I mean, doesn't want ByuL to have the option at any point to go Swarm Host because it's a very easy road straight up the middle.
Yeah, man. Pretty much one path. I mean, I guess you can go behind that watchtower, but it also depends on where you have your Swarm Host as well on the map. That one path, so annoying to deal with.
Yep. And very easy to defend 4 bases on this map as well. As you can see, each corner of the map has 4 bases. And really just one way in, except unless you're going to go for a sort of like a low ground siege, which is very possible on that 3rd base, the outer base, which is at the top of a ramp.
Cybernetic score finishing up here for SOS. We could see what tech he's going to go into. He has a lot of gas. Immediately, a Stargate gets put down here, as well as a Sentry coming in. This Overlord not going to scout it just yet, but he's got one towards the front, so he's going to be looking to scout that front as well.
Yeah. And he should see it in due time. There's an Overlord headed in that direction, so without a doubt he will scout it. He should be pretty prepared for it. We'll have to wait and see if it's going to be Oracle or Phoenix. Either or. I wouldn't be surprised. Now that it's been completely scouted, I mean, maybe Phoenix. We'll see what SOS kind of desires. I mean, Oracle is still useful in securing a 3rd base. I mean, Oracle obviously very good at killing Zerglings. And we are seeing a 3rd base go down already.
Yeah, I want to bring it back to that Zest game against Solar. He did a very similar build where he took a very fast 3rd, and he kind of just defended it with an Oracle. Here's the Oracle coming out. This is actually a build you recommended to me that I do in the ladder. It's very strong build. You follow this up with 6 gates and some Blink Stalkers for an all-in.
Yeah, it's the bread and butter, man. This is a very sort of standard cookie cutter kind of style going to 3 base. Obviously, there's still a lot of variation potential.
Of course.
But this is a great opening just to kind of secure it. We are seeing 1 Oracle into Void Ray. So obviously Void Ray going to be much better against any sort of Roach that might come out. Will also be very good at defending. Covering both bases there. And obviously Void Ray is also good for late game sort of compositions or mid game where you get Colossus, Void Ray, very solid. Great at dealing with any sort of Corruptor additions.
Yeah, man. I mean, you were saying it just before. It's very easy to get on 4 base, and a Protoss who's able to defend there on 4 bases and get up a huge composition of Void Ray Colossus, that can be a scary thing for ByuL to deal with.
And we are seeing a second Stargate be added as well. So I wonder if we're going to see like a lot of Void Rays coming from this. And also the potential to tech switch into Phoenix if he does see the Spire tech come on the map.
Yeah. Well, Warp Gate research finishes up here, but like you mentioned with that second Stargate, probably going to see a lot of area units coming out here. So far, this Oracle not able to get any kills down, but of course it does get a lot of scouting. It does see that Hydralisk Den coming up right now. And the Void Rays out on the map, able to get rid of some Overlords and some Overseers.
Stargate has been added. This is a very interesting style. And there's that Spire on the other side of the map in the bottom left. So definitely keeping it a secret, which is very, very important against someone who has 3 Stargates, I'll tell you that much. If they have any time to make Phoenix, they'll have way too many for your mutas. Obviously wants to deny that scouting for as long as possible as well.
No, Overseer does go towards the natural and into the main now, but the Stargates are not in the main. They're actually at the 3rd or around there, and so far, ByuL has no idea. As our Observer does tell us now, does show us there.
That was a really cool deny of Creep Tumor as well. Really cutting the head off, slowing down everything, going to slow down this Zergling Hydra pressure, which is essentially going to be a tech switch into mutas. We're seeing 3 Void Rays at a time, so I feel like even if we do see a muta switch, there's going to be another Void Rays to kind of fight them until Phoenix are made. So it's really just going to be about, can SOS stop the mutas killing all his probes while he makes the tech switch to Phoenix?
Yeah, that is the question. We do already have 9 Hydras out on the map. 3 more to follow this up. The +1 is about to finish up for his ranged attack as well. And he will be looking to put on some pressure towards the front in the meantime.
Yeah. One thing to note is that these Hydras do not have any upgrades, roof spines, or speed, so they are slow, small-ranged units, which essentially means he's just been banking for mutas, and there we go. 8 mutas on the map. It's going to be entirely up to SOS to really identify this quick enough and avoid any damage.
Now with the rocks down, it is going to open up another path for those Speedlings to walk in. And it does actually bring those Void Rays back while they run in towards the front. But with 3 cannons and a bunch of those air units out here, it will be quite more than enough here for SOS to defend.
Already see 8 Void Rays on the map. So this should be enough for the 8 mutas that are on the map. But it's just going to be about positioning where are the Void Rays when they come in. And we don't see really any cannons really in any mineral lines, which is going to be a problem.
Yeah, not much. And here come the mutas. If they can possibly pick off a Void Ray, that could be nice. But again, the Void Rays are in decent position here to defend. But a Sentry will be focused down. A couple of Void Rays coming out here now. And the Link's trying to come in here against the Void Rays, but not able to do much. And the mutas only able to get 5 probes. So not the most amount of damage. And immediately Phoenixes are starting to be chrono boosted.
Yep. No Fleet Beacon just yet, though. Going to remain on just simply basic Phoenix. I really feel like we're going to see ByuL make a switch from this very, very quickly, considering he saw 3 Stargates. He's like, okay, you already have enough Void Rays to kind of crush everything I have, any Corruptors that I may make in due time. And you're going to get enough Phoenix out to kill any mutas I want on the map. So I have to make a change.
ByuL's doing a really nice job with this Muta Micro. Only 8 mutas have come out, but already 18 probes do go down. Even though they might meet their death here against the Phoenixes, they've already done a decent amount of damage to the economy of SOS.
Yeah, not bad at all. It's actually really impressive damage considering you did see 3 Stargates out. And what is the next step? Looks like we are seeing pathogen glands being upgraded, so Infestors are going to be the choice. Not a bad choice at all, considering it is nothing but pure Stargate at the moment.
Yeah,
if he gets a nice fungal and all those Void Rays, and the Hydras can just clean up very, very quickly.
And he's beginning to add those Hydra upgrades into the mix as well. Once you see this many Stargates, you're saying, okay, I'm going to need some Hydras as well as some Infestors to come in here, really round out that composition against what SOS is throwing against me. He's doing a nice job with the Lings in the front of the base as well, just to get that map control, not allow any probes out on the map to scout or to put down any of the pylons.
This composition that ByuL is making is very, very good to a point. Until Templar are on the map, then Feedback and Storm become a very, very, very big problem because You can storm all the Hydras. They will die instantly simply from storm. And feedback all the infestors. So this is very, very... Oh, wait a second. He's going to have to recall here. He cannot really fight this. Oh, unless he picks up the infestors.
Which he does. He does pick up 2 of the infestors right now, but some decent fungals coming in and a nice concave of Hydras. But SOS is not scared to fight into this at all.
Yeah, this could be a bit of a mistake. All the Hydras are dying. There's not enough Void Rays. Everything's getting cleaned up. Bit of a mistake. I'm very surprised he didn't recall. Very surprised, Valdez.
Yeah, man, I don't know. He lost all of his Void Rays. He's making 3 at a time still.
I mean...
But again, I mean, that's 12 Void Rays. He loses his Mothership Core as well.
If he had...
ByuL's still got a really nice army out on the map here. He's got some Roaches and more Infestors.
He's actually got more than enough to clean this up. He is down 70 supply at this point. ByuL is maxed out. He should not have fought this head on. He should not have fought it like he did. He should have waited for more units, sort of waited for charge loss, which he is upgrading, waited for more Void Rays, waited for Photon Overcharging Cannon to help out as well. Big, big blunder from SOS, and it could very well cost him the game, and I think it might, Valdez.
I think it almost definitely will. Storm's only halfway done here. He doesn't even have any sentries to force field this ramp. ByuL's going to get all of his units up here. He's got more infestors for some fungals, and he's got a huge maxed out army of Roach Hydra, and he's right on the doorstep of SOS.
This is way, way too much. I don't think there's any way back from this. There's more than enough Hydra to clean up these Void Rays, and with fungals on everything else, GG.
Well, man, we were talking about SOS really mixing up his PvZ style. That was definitely a bit of a mix-up there, only going air units for a long time, but like you said before, I feel like just that one fight was pretty much the biggest blunder of that game.
Yeah, it's not the worst sort of composition unless you plan to fight like fungals and Hydras head-on. That is just like a bad
It's pretty
move.
well said, actually.
That is just a bad move, man. When you've like added to the composition like charge lots with upgrades, when you've added storm and feedback with your high Templars, I mean, it all comes together very, very nicely. But if you're just gonna try and fight everything with just Void Rays, and a big mistake, I feel like he should have just recalled. I don't know why he did not.
He must have just had confidence going into that fight.
His Mothership Core was alive and well. Like halfway through the fight, he realizes he has his Mothership Core, so he puts down Time Warps. He could have just, in an instant, recalled out.
Yeah, I guess he just didn't realize how much ByuL had. And maybe he didn't realize the infestors were there until too late, and then the fungals got down. But he still could have recalled, like you're saying. He still could have gotten out of there.
At any moment in that fight, he could have got out of there.
But the only reason you wouldn't recall in that situation is if you were confident to win the fight, you know?
If you had maybe picked up every single infestor and completely nullified the fungals, maybe you could have taken that fight. But even then, there's like a massive arc of Hydras shooting your Void Rays. Just a little bit of a mistake in the decision-making there from SOS. Really cost him the game. Instead of playing it a little bit more safe, going to that four-base Protoss, and going to Storm and playing a much stronger mid-game.
Yep. Pretty interesting decisions out of both players, but here we are going to Hero versus Rogue. Going to be a very nice PvZ coming your guys' way. Rogue, he's one of the only guys today that has that all the way upwards red arrow, so he's definitely on fire these days.
Yeah, he is looking really fantastic in his recent games. It's going to be a very exciting match.